welcome back to Pia Talks, and we are talking Watch What Happens Live. Tonight's episode had Nene Leakes and Marlo Hampton, and they should have just changed the name for the night and just called it the Nene Leakes Show, because of course she was taking every opportunity she could to be the center of attention and to throw Kenya under the bus the entire evening. The first poll question of the night was, who wore the best hippie outfit to Eva's bridal shower? And Cynthia won, which I thought she should have. She was definitely really cute. I mean, Cynthia always is really cute, right? Andy immediately brought up the shady boot moment of the night, and it was definitely Nene's reaction at Eva's baby shower. Take a listen.
Nene, not only did you bring Eva a baby shower gift, but you also brought the shade, and it's time for our shady boot moment of the night. Here we go.
It's a cute house, but it's definitely not Eva's house. Since Eva's moved to Atlanta, she's never invited us to her house. We don't know if she has a house. We just heard that she moves around from box to box to box.
That was absolutely rude. She should not have acted that way or brought that up. She had just had that apology with Eva. They were just starting to become friends again, which makes me wonder if this is going to be brought up at the reunion show, which I'm sure it is. Then Andy brought up everyone's mixed emotions regarding this apology tour that she was giving to everyone. And they had a poll that says, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how sincere do you think Nene's apologies really were? I was surprised with the results. They said a 5. I would give her a 3, if not a 2. I don't really think that she is sincere when she apologizes to people. And she tried to say that Cynthia didn't own up to anything. Cynthia took responsibility for everything. It was Nene who didn't own up to anything, which I was shocked that she said that. But then again, why was I shocked? Andy brought up the demise of Kenya and Mark's relationship, and Nene just laughed it off. And Andy says, well, you know, I think it's sad. And she says, well, I guess. And she says, you know, karma is a bitch. Kenya is always involving herself in other people's marriages, and what goes around comes around. I can't say that I blame her on that. Kenya does seem to get involved in other people's relationships quite a bit, and karma truly is a bitch. So, but I still feel that there should be some room for sympathy, some room for compassion for what she's going through. Andy brought up the way that Mark talked to the producers, and they were quite shocked. Marlo even said, do you think she paid him to be there? But then Andy and Nene were like, well, no, I mean, this was actually his event. I just don't really understand what's going on with, you know, that behavior. Andy also brought up the seating situation with Marlo and her nephews at the event and asked the poll question of whose side are you on, Kenya or Marlo? And 81% were on Marlo's side. I personally am riding the fence on that. I feel as though Marlo should have just waited until Mark was finished speaking and then figured out where her seating was. However, I also think that Kenya didn't have to be as rude as she was. In the middle of Watch What Happens Live, Deborah Messing, the star of Will and Grace, she's Grace, she sent out a tweet that said, Mark from the Real Housewives of Atlanta is an asshole, which she's not lying. So, you know, nobody's gonna disagree, I don't think. Well, maybe Mark, but that's about it. Andy asked Nene why she was 2.5 hours late to her animal print event, and she said that things were just going a little long for her, and she was having problems with her dress, and she was on CPT time, which means colored people time. Cut it out. Andy didn't really know how to react to that. He said, I can't even get into that. I can't even talk about that, which is correct. Like, don't even respond to that CPT time. I mean, if you're going to be a few seconds late, a few minutes late, 15, 20 minutes late, okay, stuff happens. But 2.5 hours late to your own event, come on now. They also asked her about the reunion show, and she said the reunion show is going to be just a read fest. Like, she is there, she is ready to read everyone, especially Ken, and she kept calling Kenya Ken the entire evening. As it turns out, Nene and Marlo still do not believe that Kenya is officially married to Mark. Take a listen.
You mentioned a while back that you didn't believe that Kenya was legally married. Do you still stand by this?
Yes,
I still
we
stand
stand by that. We stand by that.
Oh, you believe
I
that?
have joined in.
I definitely
Oh, really?
do.
I don't believe it. Look at
I just
you
don't
see a
know no
divorce.
woman that would marry a man that talks to her that kind
I
of
don't
way.
think that she would. All of her men are gone with the wind, honey.
Yeah. She can't keep a man.
All of them that come, they go.
I mean, she can't even
Is it
keep a
true?
broke man. She can't.
I mean, that all of her men are gone with the wind. It was wrong, but I laughed a little. I mean, that was mean, but it was kind of funny because of the way she said it. But then Marlo said she can't even keep a broke man. Now, see, this is where I have to come in and play devil's advocate. Kenya did get a husband. Marlo, you are not married, and that is not nice. If you don't want her to say anything about you not being married, then don't make fun of her marriage situation. Be as fair to her as you want her to be to you. That's all I have to say. So someone wanted to know who was shadier. Was it shadier for Tanya to show off Kenya's wig, or was it shadier for the cookie lady to be brought in? And Nene and Marlo said it was more shady for her to bring the cookie lady.
What do you think was shadier, Tanya showing Kenya's hair to the group or Kenya ambushing her with the cookie?
Kenya.
Anytime. She's a married woman. Why would you bring another woman? What if we brought his baby mama and sat her down in front of Ken with her children?
That was
Ken.
disrespectful.
Let's go.
To lunch, which Nene said, would Kenya had appreciated if she had bought Mark's baby mama to lunch with her, which I thought was, oh my gosh, because it, I guess, has been alleged on some blogs, allegedly Mark has a baby by somebody. I mean, that would have been terrible. Dear God, I can't even imagine how that event would have went. Someone also asked them how they feel about Kenya calling Tanya the see you next Tuesday, and they said it was absolutely disgusting.
You ladies, what do you think about Kenya calling Tanya the C word?
Oh,
I mean,
it was
that was
horrible.
awful.
I mean, she has a gutter mouth, honey, a gutter face.
That was just awful.
Bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Why you think why you think she has a start? You
Yeah.
dropped an F-bomb on the live
I made
promo.
a mistake.
Yeah,
I thought you could say that word. I really apologize. I don't want to be fined. I don't have the money to pay it.
Okay.
Nene said that Kenya has a gutter mouth, which I don't think that Kenya's mouth is any more gutter than Nene's, but you didn't ask me, did you? Andy asked them how they would react if a man spoke to them in that way. Take a listen.
Would they stay with a man if he talked like Mark did to Kenya?
Child, that's why I'm single.
Let me see.
I'm not talking to any man that speaks to me that way. That's too disrespectful.
You know, the real deal is you got to be respectful in public. I've never had a man to talk to me like that.
What did you think of? Kenya was saying, "Look, I hate it that he's always taking Nene's side to me." I mean, wouldn't you be pissed if Greg?
No, I would never.
No, excuse me. If Greg was always taking Kenya's side,
Greg
you
would
be.
never.
I know, but wouldn't you be
That's what we're
pissed with
saying.
him if he did?
I can't even
Absolutely.
imagine.
She would be pissed.
Yes,
I would be pissed.
she would be right.
I can't even imagine what
You
that
would
feels
pinch
like.
Greg, curse Greg
I don't
out
even
right
know what
then
that
and there.
feels like. My husband would never.
Exactly.
He loves me, honey.
Okay,
And obviously Mark does too.
Okay. Let's go to Katie
Mark.
from.
I think I actually believe both of them, that they would not allow a man to disrespect them or treat them that way. I really do. Andy also asked Nene how she felt about Mark always taking her side and how she would feel if Greg always took somebody else's side over her. I was done right after she said Greg loves me and obviously Mark does too. Hi, Mark. I mean, that's a lot. And if I was Kenya, I would feel like she had just smacked my face to the TV. That was a lot. Nene, stop that. Oh my gosh, but it was still a great TV moment and I laughed my butt off. Brielle posted something that said that Nene and Kim were the best duo in reality TV, and Nene said she absolutely agrees that her and Kim are great when they're not working together. It's just when the wig pulling and everything starts when they are working together. And I think that her and Nene were absolutely just fire to watch together. They were hilarious together. However, I'm actually enjoying Nene and Marlo's chemistry together too. They do well working together as well. Andy asked her, does she feel sorry for calling Kenya's baby a buffalo? And she clarifies the situation. Take a listen.
Nene, you called Kenya's baby a buffalo. Why couldn't you just give her an apology?
No.
Okay, hold on now. Let's be very clear. The one thing we don't do on our cast is talk about each other's children.
Okay.
We have made that very clear.
Okay.
Now, when you're arguing with someone, sometimes you say things that you truly don't mean. I wasn't calling her baby a buffalo. I was calling her a buffalo. Now,
You apologize for calling her a buffalo?
not for calling her a buffalo, but if she took it that I was calling her daughter a buffalo, then I apologize for that.
Okay.
But she, on the other hand...
Okay. Game time.
I don't think at any point did anybody ever think that she actually called Kenya's baby a buffalo. She was clearly calling Kenya a buffalo, which was not right. But at least she clarified it and stated that if Kenya thought she was calling her beautiful baby a buffalo, she was sorry for that. And that part I think she might have been sincere about, but any other apology, I don't think so. Lastly, at the end of the night, they played a game of hot potitty, which is really weird and odd saying, where they passed around one of Tamra Judd's old implants back and forth, kind of like the game Hot Potato, and they were supposed to say something nice about Kenya every time they tossed the implant. Take a listen.
Pass it back and forth, and you say something nice about Kenya on each
who
one.
this came out
That's
of?
Tamra's. Okay, let's go. The
on,
clock's
go.
starting. Okay, go.
I like her contacts.
I love her blow-up booty.
Okay, I like her ashy legs.
I love her big old thick eyebrows. I mean lashes, eyelashes.
I like her house.
Oh, I love her skin. Freddy Krueger.
No, her skin ain't that good.
I know, but Freddy
Okay.
Krueger.
Okay,
Nice.
you said nice. I like her car.
I love her baby.
Oh my gosh, she has
Beautiful.
a really cute baby.
Beautiful baby.
Okay, so what?
Titties!
As you can see, that went downhill right from the beginning. It was at one point Andy said nice. They pretty much ripped Kenya to shreds on Watch What Happens Live tonight. And in a way, I feel bad because she is going through something. You know, it's sad that her marriage is falling apart. But at the same time, Kenya gives as good as she gets when it comes to comments and shade and things like that with the other ladies. So I guess turnaround is fair play. What's good for the goose, you know, all those other sayings or whatever. But I am definitely looking forward to next week. It looks like next week's episodes is going to be a lot to deal with. So I can't wait to see it. And so put down in the comments, what did you think about Nene's appearance on Watch What Happens Live tonight? I personally think that her and Marlo looked beautiful. Marlo even did a wig change. I have to admit, I like the black wig better than the blonde, but I thought that they both looked amazing. And so put it in the comments. What did you think about tonight's episode? And until next time, bye.